Well, hello and welcome back. For this week makeup look, I am feeling a little bit of vintage, a little bit old school, a little bit flirty and girly, but with a modern twist. I was actually inspired by the old school Coca Cola glass bottle. I think it's so cute and cool. So my question is for you, Pepsi or Cola? But first, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel and hit that bell button right below. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram at bella.c.snow. Let's get started to do our makeup. Don't mind my hair. We're just keeping everything in place right now. So just to start out like usual, I'm just gonna go in with the Henrikson Banana Bright Primer. This primer is one of my favorite ones. It smells so good. So after primer, I'm just gonna go in with my lip balm from Smith Rosebud. I was debating to either make a video today or this week because my eczema actually starting to, what do you call it? Not outbreak. Got inflamed with my eczema, so around my eyes got really dry, also around here, and I also have psoriasis too, so yeah, this weather is not the weather for that. So for foundation today, I'm just gonna go in with the Huda Beauty mixed with the Charlotte Tilbury Light Wonder because I feel with half and half, it's not gonna be so drying. And the number I'm currently using for the Charlotte Tilbury is number 6, and the Huda Beauty is 310G in Amaretti. Now I'm just gonna apply with the Sephora Dual Brush number 202. So I'm applying a really thin layer because the Huda Beauty foundation is really heavy and thick and I don't want to start out with a heavy layer. I usually go in with a really light layer first. And a lot of people don't like the Huda Beauty scent in the foundations. I don't mind it. I feel like it smells kind of nice. And I don't put a lot of foundation on my forehead either, so whatever left on my brush, that's where I'm gonna apply it. Don't forget the neck area. I have 2 major scars right here, so I always try to cover them. So this scar is from my surgery. I have surgery about 4 or 5 times since I was little, and we're gonna go into that another time. And that's practically the reason why my voice is always in monotone because of that surgery. And I'm just gonna wait to put in my concealer, so I'm just gonna go in with the Too Faced Born This Way concealer, and the color I'm currently using is Nude. And now that everything is blended out, usually right now I'm gonna go in with more like a cream contouring, but I'm just gonna skip cream contouring right now because we're kind of running late for something. I have to go get ready. And so I'm just gonna start putting in the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter in number 4. So this one will give you a little bit more an inner glow. It's not like a highlight. I would say this is gonna give you more like a glowing skin. It's not like a highlighted certain area. Like a healthy glow, let's say. And again, I'm just gonna use my beauty blender to blend this out. And I'm mostly gonna use it on top of my cheek where I want a little bit more glow when you turn. Glowing. So after that, I'm just gonna go in to set everything down. So I'm not gonna set the whole face. Mostly I'm just gonna set the center under my eye, on top of my forehead, my nose, probably in the center. My T-zone. So the brush I'm currently using now is actually one of my favorite, the e.l.f. blush brush. I have two of each brush that I have. So one is for the lighter powder and the other one is for a darker bronzer. And I usually like to put a little bit more powder to set where I'm gonna put the bronzer, because I feel if you don't, the bronzer might move a little bit, but not too much. And next up, I'm just gonna kind of set my glow. So I'm just gonna go in with the e.l.f. pointed blush brush with the Hourglass Luminous light. So it's one of the products that I always use. So this was also meant to be all over face, but I'm just gonna put on my cheek area and wherever I've just put that Charlotte Tilbury Light Wonder. And next up, I'm just gonna go in with a powder bronzer. Let's go with Terracota, because I like this one because it's a little bit more matte. I was gonna go with the NARS, but the NARS can go after because it has a little bit more shimmer. So now I'm using the Morphe brush number M106. It's my new favorite brush for bronzer. So where I'm gonna put it right on my forehead, right here. Kind of drawing a chocolate rainbow. And I also like to build up my bronzer. I don't want to slap on a lot of bronzer and you can't really take it out. So it's easier to slowly build up your bronzer rather than just go on a lot of bronzer at once. And now I'm just gonna put in a little bit more highlight. The reason why I'm doing this is because I feel like if I start out with to build up a little bit more highlight now, later on it's look a little bit more like you have highlights that glow from within rather than to just slap on a whole bunch of highlight right on top of your skin. Now I'm just gonna go in with a clean angle brush. This is also from Sephora. I got it from like a holiday brush pack like decades ago, but it's good I still use it. So what I'm doing now, I'm just gonna blend in the bronzer and the highlight. And one thing I forgot to do is that's the nose contouring, and we're gonna do that right now using the Shady Wady 180. This is one of my favorite nose contouring brush. She designed this one especially for nose contouring, and I'm gonna go in with the Kevin Aquan sculpting powder in light. So this color is perfect shade for nose contouring because it's not so dark. It's just gonna keep that perfect shadow. Another brush that I made just for bronzer, for blending, and this one is actually from Sephora Pro Contour number 79. What I'm doing with this brush is I'm just gonna brush it out to the side and blending out that contouring. The next step is I'm just gonna set everything down slightly with a rose spray. So I'm currently using the Grace and Stella rose spray right now. It's one of my favorite. And now that is set, I'm just gonna go in and bake. So this step is not important. I'm just gonna go in and using the Benai powder in camel. They have like a whole bunch of different color, but I feel like this is not so white, not so yellow, because majority the banana color is good for more like darker skin tone. I'm kind of like in the light and medium skin tone, so this color is kind of like in between really light and dark from banana. So my face does eat up a lot of makeup for some reason, so I have to really bake it, but just really stay in there. I'm just gonna go in and bake a little bit more, but for now I'm just gonna go in with a little bit more bronzer. And now I'm just gonna go in and cut my lower cheek using an angled brush. And the reason why I put in bronzer right before I cut the lower cheek, because I want the top part to be slightly more deeper before I really cut it, so it's gonna show up a little bit more better. And now I'm just gonna set my eyelid. I'm gonna go in with the matte C4. The reason why I'm using C4 because it's kind of close to my skin color. And now that I finished setting my eyelid, I'm just gonna go in with more like a neutral color. I'm gonna use the Jeffree Star Blood Sugar palette for this. So I'm gonna go in with the color Sugar Cane right here. And using my finger, I'm just gonna put all over. Now with a fluffier brush, I'm gonna go in with a Sephora Taper Crease Brush number 19, using the darkest color from the Guerlain bronzer. Just gonna shade it all over. I'm going to go with another one, another Sephora Crease Brush. I have 2 of each. This one is, for some reason, is a little bit more taper. And for the bottom lash line, I'm just gonna go in with a Sephora number 15, a small shadow brush for the bottom lash line. Just gonna extend my eyes out a little bit more. And using a Sephora number 31 to blend everything. And now to tightline, I'm just gonna go in with the Morphe palette. I'm gonna go with this color, the darkest color called Whiz. And this is Morphe Second Nature. Also gonna go in and tightline the bottom lash. So for the bottom lash, I'm majority just gonna tightline on the outside. 1/3 from the outside. I'm gonna skip the center part. I'm just gonna go right at the center, the inner corner. Go back in. So skipping the center area. And for that wing, I'm just gonna go in from like the bottom line, go straight up, kind of like following the bottom line right here, in one straight line. Then connect all the top line into a wing. And for more like a sharper wing outside, just use more like a Q-tip, clean up that line. And on the other side, doing the same thing. Now that the wing liner is done, I'm just gonna go in with the Sephora number 31. Just gonna blend the top part a little bit more and the bottom part. Now I'm just gonna leave my eye right there. Now I'm just gonna dust off all my bake using the Sephora Small Blush Brush number 74. So I'm just gonna dust off the center of my forehead. Just gonna leave the center bake a little bit more longer because I want that to be a little bit more brighter. And again, I'm just gonna go in with the Smith Rosebud to hydrate my lips. And now I'm just gonna use a spoolie to brush out my brows. And now I'm just gonna go finish my brows and I'll be right back. Okay, and I'm back. So now I'm just finished my brows. Now I'm just gonna dust off the big on my under eye. Next up, we're just gonna move on to lips, and I'm just gonna use the Anastasia Beverly Hills highlighter in Asmari. I have no idea how to pronounce his name, so I'm kind of butchering it. So I'm just gonna use this right on top of my cutest bow. But again, it's a Sephora brush. The lip liner I'm just gonna go on today is from, actually I used this before, the Morphe Backseat Love lip liner. So the Morphe lip liner, again, is very good. It's also really inexpensive. I believe it's only like $4 compared to other brands that is like $16 from MAC. or like 20 something or a higher end brand. I'm coloring my whole lip with the lip liner. That's gonna help the lipstick last longer throughout the day. And if you happen to eat while you're going out, if the lipstick happen to be rubbing off, the lip liner also gonna be like right underneath, so you're not gonna see your real lip line, real lip color if you happen to eat. And next up, I'm just gonna go in with a Sephora Precision Concealer Brush number 45 using the matte concealer palette. Just gonna use it to clean up my lip line really quick. So I'm doing this with both on neutral or more like brighter lips to help clean up my lip line. While I'm curling my lashes, I'm gonna tell you something weird. Does your lashes grow all the way to the inside? Because mine does. Is that weird? Is it normal? So on my inner corner eye, that I have like lashes that go on like that way. Sometimes it's kind of like poking my eye out. And for the mascara I'm using today is the Dior Show. The black ones. I'm not going to use the waterproof because there's no point I'm using waterproof. It's a little bit too hard to rub off on when you clean it off. So I'm just going to use the normal one. And I'm always going back to the Dior one. It's not so drying. It's gonna give you lash a little bit more length and volume, and not so drying like the Too Faced. Even though I still love the Too Faced one. Less drying. Next up, I'm just gonna go in to clean up my contouring using the MAC Studio Fix number NC20. So what this does is kind of clean up the side of your nose contouring to give it a little bit more cleaner line. And don't worry if it looks a little bit too white, because once you put up when you do the finishing powder, I'm gonna blend everything out. Also, this step is not really necessary either. I just like it. Now I'm just gonna go in with the Sephora brush number 15 to kind of blend it all out. And beside the side of the nose, I also like to clean up on the center, right between the brows. So you know how people cleaning up with the concealer? I like to do it with the powder, because I feel that like the concealer is a little bit too thick and heavy. And at this point, I'm just gonna go and wash my hand to put on my contacts, so I'll be right back. And we're back again. So now that my contacts is in, now we're just gonna move on to finishing powder. So currently, my favorite finishing powder is actually from Sephora, the Micro Big Finish powder. This does have a slight color to it that kind of matches with my skin tone, so it's gonna give me back my color. The color I'm currently using is in number 30 medium. And I also like to switch between the two brushes. I'm using the Sephora contouring brush number 79 and the Sephora blush brush number 74. And again, I have two brushes of each, so this one is more like a lighter color. I'm not using this one for bronzer. And remember, going in more like a circular motion, this is gonna buff it into your skin and filling in all your pores to give you that more like an airbrush finish. In between the Sephora one, I also like to go in with the Bobby Brown finishing powder, the illuminating powder. This is practically the same thing as Sephora, but it has a little bit more glow to it. A little bit more glow to the whole pan and palette. I already hit pan to this one, so kind of neat. This is also a perfect palette to bring around and put in your purse for blotting, because it's not just going to give you more like a matte finish, it's going to give you more a luminous finish. Almost done. Now we're just going to go in with the Hourglass, the Luminous light one more time. One swoop on the cheek, one forehead, more like a C shape right here. And now we're just gonna go in to build up the highlight. I'm gonna go in with the Too Faced highlighter. Just to go under my brows, I'm just gonna go in with more or less Sephora smaller brush. And now just to give that highlight a little bit more pop, I'm gonna go in with, again, the Anastasia, the Asbury highlighter. I'm not gonna go all over, but just more precise highlight, just a little bit right there. So I'm just gonna go back with the Guerlain bronzer right here to make that crease a little bit more deeper. And I'm just gonna stay a little bit more like matte color for the eye and no shimmer. And now I'm just gonna go back to redraw that wing using the same color with in the Morphe palette. So I'm just gonna go ahead and curl my lash to apply another coat of mascara. I'm not gonna go in with the strip lash this time because my eyes is a little bit more sensitive. But you could if you would like. I definitely would if my eye was not so sensitive right now. So now I'm just gonna set my brows using the Anastasia Gels brows in medium. I think this color is, yeah, medium brown. To extend my brows, I'm just gonna go in with an angle brush using the brows wrapping from Benefit in number 5. And now I'm just gonna dust up any excess or any fallout. And I'm just gonna head and set my makeup using the Morphe Continuous Setting Spray. This one is my new favorite. And now to go in and finish my lip, I'm just gonna go in using the Burberry number 5 Nude Pink. And now I'm just gonna go in with Love Bite lip liner from Morphe, just to clean up that line. Two more things. And now I'm just gonna go into brightening my under eye a little bit more with the the Max Studio Fix number NC20. If you bring it upward, it's gonna help your eyes lift a little bit more. And now for blush, I actually went to Sephora and got the new Jouer blush bouquet called Rose Gold. So this is gonna be my first time trying this one out. It's so cute. And if you haven't seen, this are the color. So they have one kind of, I would say it's matte, they have a slight shimmer to it, and the other one is a little more deeper, have a little bit more shimmer. So I'm just gonna mix both of them together. So for blush, I usually bring it up where my bronzer is, because I feel like it's so pretty when all of this is the same color rather than just the blush right here with a traditional blush and just right on the apple of your cheek, but I like to bring it all the way up. And I think this palette is my new favorite blush color.
Life keeps moving on, even when all your dreams are gone, when all your plans have come undone. Life keeps moving on.
Okay guys, that is it for this vintage inspired makeup look. If you happen to recreate this look, don't forget to tag me on Instagram at bella.c.snow. If you happen to be new to the Snow Fam, don't forget to like and subscribe right below and hit the bell button for next week notification. I upload every single Saturday and also on IGTV on every Sunday. And don't forget to like and subscribe to my Instagram channel at bella.c.snow. And one last thing for this finished look. Perfect. And until next week, bye bye.